Hey guys, today I'm going to make a really classic recipe, which is chicken piccata, and this is my version of chicken piccata, which I think you're going to love, and I hope I don't say it too much, but it's one of my family's favorite meals. Every time I make it, they love it and gobble it down, and it's really easy and it's really healthy. So the first thing we're going to do is bread the chicken. So you need 3 plates or bowls for the flour, the egg, and the Parmesan cheese. So start with about 1/4 cup of flour on a plate. Okay, and just shake it around to flatten that out. Okay, and then I have a pie dish, and I'm going to put 2 eggs. So 2 eggs, and I've got some organic half and half, and I'm going to put about 2 teaspoons or so, 1 teaspoon per egg. Okay, and just take a fork and get that really well beaten. Okay, and then dried Parmesan cheese is going to go in the last dish. About 1/2 cup of the Parmesan cheese. So this is a Parmesan crusted chicken piccata. If you've never dipped chicken in egg and Parmesan, it's so delicious. Okay, so I have 5 chicken breasts that I have washed and pulled the fat off, and to keep your hands from getting dirty, you can use a fork. That's what I like to do. So grab the chicken breast with a fork, and you're gonna coat it in flour first. Okay, and the flour is going to help the egg and the Parmesan stick to it better. And from there it goes into the egg mixture. Kind of grab it on the thicker end with the fork so it doesn't fall off. And then into the Parmesan cheese. I just take the fork and coat it really well, shake it a little bit, just make sure it's got a nice even coating of the cheese, and then just put it on a plate. And I'm going to be making a really scrumptious lemon butter sauce for this recipe. A lot of people finish off chicken piccata with fresh parsley. I am going to be using fresh basil because I am obsessed with fresh basil. It's definitely one of my favorite herbs. So shake that Parmesan, flatten it out again. Let the egg drip off. Okay, into the cheese. Okay, so I have 5 chicken breasts. I'm going to get the rest of these other 3 coated, and then we're going to get the pan heated up. So I've got a nice good sized skillet here. It's really warm. I'm going to put about 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and I'm also going to put 2 tablespoons of organic butter. So I have a whole stick of butter for this recipe, 2 tablespoons for the chicken, and the remaining 6 tablespoons is going to be for the sauce that I'm going to make. So get the butter spread all over the pan. Okay, once that butter is melted, go ahead and add the chicken. This is a really super kid-friendly meal for moms out there looking for something that your kids are actually going to love. So I'm going to sprinkle 1 teaspoon of salt evenly over the top of the chicken. Along with several grinds of fresh pepper. Smells really good. So we're going to cook these till they're golden on both sides, no more pink in the middle, and then we're going to make the sauce in the same pan. This is going to be served alongside or on top of some thin spaghetti, which I have already cooked. You can use regular spaghetti, you can use angel hair. I like the thin spaghetti. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, it's perfect for this recipe. I made the Barilla thin spaghetti. I like it because it's non-GMO. Everybody's going non-GMO. It's awesome for us. Better for our health. So as I said, it's a lemony sauce. I have 3 big lemons. I would recommend 3 large or 4 small lemons. The lemons make the sauce. I'm gonna just go ahead and get these cut while the chicken is cooking. Okay, so the chicken has a beautiful, beautiful golden crust on it. This was the thinnest one, so I pulled it off early. You just want to keep checking it to make sure it's no longer pink in the middle. I'm going to pull the rest of these off. Okay. So if you want to wipe the brown bits off of the pan or dump it into the sink, it's up to you. You can leave it. I'm just going to give it a light wipe. Okay. All right, and then that remaining butter, the 6 tablespoons, is going to go in and get nice and melted. And into that, I'm going to crush 4 cloves of garlic. Oh, what a smell. What a smell. Garlic sauteing and onion sauteing, so good. So we let that cook for about a minute. You don't want the garlic to burn. And then we're going to add some chicken broth. I have organic chicken broth. Okay, so 3 cups of organic chicken broth. All right, and then I have a little glass bowl with a strainer to catch the seeds. I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze these lemons. And we want to get this liquid coming to a boil. We're going to thicken it up with some cornstarch. Okay, so that fresh lemon juice goes in. The sauce is drinkable. I'm going to put 1.5 teaspoons of salt and some more pepper. Okay, and to get it just a little thicker, so it's not too watery, we're going to put 3 teaspoons of cornstarch. Make sure you get non-GMO cornstarch because corn is loaded with GMOs. This is from Whole Foods and of course non-GMO certification. That's what we like to see. So get that cornstarch mixed around until it's dissolved in the broth sauce. Smells great. All right, the sauce is bubbling nice and it looks like most of the clumps are gone, but we're gonna strain it anyway to make a really nice, smooth sauce. So I'm just gonna disconnect this cord here. And I've got a nice fine mesh strainer and a medium saucepan. And I'm just going to carefully and slowly pour that in. And a little goes a long way with this sauce. Because it's a little more on the watery side, you don't need much over the pasta. And all of that garlic, even though you see it here, it's definitely infused in that sauce. So it's gonna be delicious. And the last thing that goes into the sauce is the fresh basil. So I have my little grinder here that I love. And I'm gonna put about 15 basil leaves. So about 15 basil leaves packed in tight. You can chop it by hand and then just mix it into the sauce. Smells awesome in here. A little bit like an Italian restaurant. And I like to strain the sauce into a saucepan that way you can keep it hot on the stove until everybody's ready to eat. So that's it. I'm gonna get it all plated and then pictures. Get a scoop of the cooked spaghetti. I like the chicken on top of the spaghetti. And then the sauce over it, and then everything just seeps in and is super good. Okay, so on there, the chicken. All right, make sure you mix the sauce before you pour it, and remember that a little goes a long way. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a ladle of it over the top here. Ooh, yum. And I like to top it off with some fresh Parmesan cheese. Ooh. And there you have it. Now, at this point, chicken piccata is known for capers over the top. There's those little teeny green, olivey tasting things that come in a jar. I'm not a fan. I don't like them. The family doesn't like them, so I never use capers. But if you like capers and if you want to be more authentic with this recipe, then you can put, you know, a spoonful over the top at this point. But there it is, looking amazing. You guys really got to try this. It's an awesome recipe. It's healthy. And remember that all my recipes are down below. And I hope you'll share them with your friends. And I appreciate you watching this video, and I hope that you will have a fantastic day.